Hi everybody, just saw this funny moment over at the Way of the Master channel. Thought I would share it with you guys. There are a lot of these unintentional, hilarious moments. In this case, Way of the Master actually got something right. I know, shocking. But, as you can see, they can still put that unintentional hilarity into their videos.
Well, friends, there is a very, very hot story that is circulating on the internet. Our good friend Alan Atsby told us that it is number 10 right now. What's that mean, Alan, number 10? Does that mean it's like the number 10 top searched item? Or
just after 9.
I think that means there's 9 better than it.
Yeah, so there's 9 better than it. But this is a hot story, so let me go ahead and read it for you. This is from Yahoo. An Applebee's waitress who posted a receipt with a note from a pastor complaining about the automatic gratuity added to the bill on the internet was fired on Wednesday after the pastor complained to her manager. "I give 10%, the pastor wrote on the receipt, scratching out the automatic tip and scribbling in an emphatic 0 where the additional tip would be. Why do you get 18? There were more than 8 people in Bell's party, triggering the auto tip. So
yeah,
this...
the bill's $34. There was
Yeah.
18 people. Did you say 18 people?
Just an FYI, Ray, they actually split this check. There were more than 8 people in the party. So this is not the full bill. This is just one of the checks in the bill.
Oh, there were, I think, 6
18%.
people. Yeah, it's saying 18%.
So it's a $6 tip.
Yeah,
Boy,
she's saying, I give God 10%. Why do you get
Yeah.
18%?
This she gets more than God. That's what the inference was, I guess.
Right.
But this is a lose-lose situation for everybody concerned. It's not good for Applebee's. It's not good publicity. It's not good for the church. It's not good for the waitress. She got fired.
Yeah.
It's not good for the pastor.
And, so often, people look at waiters and waitresses and they think, why should I give them a tip? And I used to actually think that until I married one. I married a waitress, and then it was like, you know what? You have no idea. These people are on their feet all day. They're running back and forth trying to warm people's soup up and just all this stuff. And on top of that, they got to deal with ungrateful people who are just ripping on them all the time, saying, come and serve me is kind of what it comes down to. And you really have no understanding if you think that, the waiters and waitresses aren't doing anything. And then on top of all that is the issue of, in this country, in America, the way waitresses make their money is based on tips. If they were just to get their hourly wage, they wouldn't make enough to pay their rent.
I think they give them a minimum wage, don't they?
Well,
typically?
I'm not sure. I guess they have to, but basically, it's set up so it's so waitresses are encouraged to do a good service, and so they depend on that tip, and so for someone to just be angry at the fact that they got to tip someone, I mean that just shows no understanding of what's going on in a restaurant.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys acknowledge the hard work they go through. Would you also acknowledge, I guess, that God, it's really no effort for him to provide? So are we tipping God too much since he doesn't have any effort? Now they got one thing right here, but this is Way of the Master, so they do have to say something extremely silly and not even realize it. And they provide it right now.
Another thing I'll do, like at a drive-through coffee shop window, I'll take my tip, and then I'll take $1 million bill, and I'll put it together, and I'll drop it in the little tip jar.
Before I forget, though, let me just say this. You talked about giving our bills along with money. We want to urge everyone who is a friend of Living Waters, please don't ever leave one of our tracts at a restaurant without a tip, especially one of our money tracts, please.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a really bad witness.
Yeah.
Because like Eddie said, and I do believe that the way it typically works is most waiters and waitresses only get minimum wage in terms of their base pay, and then the rest of their pay is really via tips. So keep that in mind. But Ray,
And those of you who are atheists who are thinking of leaving out tracks without tips, just go.
Oh, no.
Hold on there, Ray. Let me get this straight. You think that an atheist is going to leave a gospel track
Remember who was in charge of the lightning. Okay?
Way to go, Ray! As Edward Kern said, nothing works better than scaring somebody with something that they don't believe in. Oh, and there was more of this unintended Ray Comfort hilarity.
Evolution kicking in, they're getting longer.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
Maybe
take
more
millions-
fingers will sprout on
Millions
each
of
finger.
years.
and
Well,
those do the
if
work.
texting, if evolution was true, texters would end up with pointed fingers.
Oh.
It'd start coming through your kids and the genes.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
Who
definitely.
knows? Maybe my next child. My next child.
Really? Ray, what do you think evolution is? Some sort of magic genie that gives you traits that you like? No. Evolution is about survival. And as a species, we have all the traits we need for survival. There really is no reason whatsoever for evolution to occur in a species like us that's in a stable environment.
Can you hold that green back up again with a green facing that way? It's
What
the
do we
other,
got?
the other side.
Oh, it's the other side.
The other side, because it's got green on the green screen.
Oh, there we go.
It's half of it.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, the doorbell, right.
Yeah.
hole in
You
my
can see
dollar.
through the
Yeah.
hole in